All right. How about we go through this cinematic then, shall we? Let's get this music out of here. Get out of here. All right, cool. Let's have a look at the cinematic though. I'm irritated because I have to watch it in game and like. I mean, there's no like playhead. I won't be able to go back and like I just have to rewatch it. Lordy, lordy. All right. Hey, folk. Just popping in to remind you that if you enjoy what you see here, you can always come check me out on Twitch, and the link will be in the description for you. Funky music. Oh, that's adorable. Did he just not accept payment? He's just like, fuck it, have some coffee. Murphy. I assume that's Murphy at least.
Huh. Agent Tremblay. Rough night?
Tell me about it. I know it hasn't been 3 months.
Pardon me.
May I? Murphy! Who's my good girl?
I don't understand it. She's usually a very good judge of character.
Yeah.
Burn.
We all have our blind spots.
Sorry, I'll get my
Yeah,
cursor off the
huh?
screen.
Oh. Thanks.
This house is clean.
So, for official purposes, are you Vivian Chase, former rank of Captain in Overwatch, call sign Sojourn?
I am.
And have you been in compliance since the Petrus Act terminated Overwatch's charter? No vigilante activity?
Wherever you're going, let's just get there.
We intercepted this a while back. Just broke the encryption. I take it you saw it already.
Then you know that I didn't respond. I have a good life now, Noah. It's clean, simple.
Right. But how could you ignore that? Heck, I was inspired. And those are your people out there, violating the Petrus Act. Am I supposed to just trust that you're not?
Murphy, down.
Oh.
Croissant's getting cold.
You have a presence in the area, yes? You hear things.
A croissant's good for
An underground omnic insurgency?
dogs. So goddamn them making me say croissants.
Last night,
How
my unit
dare
was
they?
investigating an extremist cell with ties to Null Sector. Got more than we bargained for. But then someone happened.
The sass with that look.
Without that person,
Oh.
my team might have died. I might have died. But I have to do my duty. So you need to account for your whereabouts last night.
I don't know what to tell you. I was home with Murphy.
Here's the thing, though. I found this after the raid. Slug from an Elkaton Kelvin 87 railgun. Same model you used in Overwatch. I never told you this, but I joined the agency partly because of you. Testifying at the Petrus hearings. Doing what you thought was right.
Doing what you think is right can be complicated.
The animation is so damn good looking.
The Overwatch I joined was about raising the world up. Making it a better place. But by the end, we lost sight of our mission. I don't regret what I did,
guys.
but it was the hardest decision I ever made. Do what you think is right, Agent Tremblay.
What the?
Oh shit.
Last night's raid. The insurgency. It's all connected.
Ah, that's badass. Oh. This is fucking cool. Oh, the coffee! Okay. Fair enough.
CSIS
Oh.
Unit 37, Toronto is under attack by Null Sector. Agent in the van, secure the streets at Beverly and Queen.
Wait, what?
Rooftop, I need bird's eye views. Find me a route to evacuate civilians.
Who is that? Trombley, are you there?
This is Trombley. Do what she says. She's our best hope. Vivian. Orders, Captain?
How the fuck did he do that?
Stay on the comms. We've got a city to save.
That was fucking cool. Oh, that was cool. Oh, that's fucking epic. Right. Now, I wonder if I can... Are you able to skip, go forward, backwards at all? No? That's a shame. Alright. So I'm going to try and break it down scene by scene. But it's annoying because I won't be able to go back and show you the things I'm talking about. Ah! Alright, fine. We're just going to have to do it. He just refuses the payment. What the fuck? Are people in Canada that nice? Anyway, first thing to mention that I noticed. Obviously, Sojourn, setting the scene, right? Just generally, it's so good. Obviously setting the scene of the fact that Sojourn is able to get a drink off this man for nothing. Literally does not pay. She ends up tipping him anyway. But my point is, she's obviously well respected around here. Or something along those lines. Which we learn later on. Pardon me. But like, you can also see that up on the top, on the roof, you know, there's a man up there, and you can see the Omnic woman by the van. You can see them. They're already there, and so when they're established to be agents later on, that was really cool. I noticed that. It shows how intelligent Sojourn is, and how much she's able to see 2 steps ahead of everything else. Also, the fact that she brought 2 drinks, because she realized that after her actions last night, Tremblay was definitely gonna come like visit her, so she got 2 drinks because she just saw the van and I assume just went, all right, time to get the drinks. which just establishes a character so well. I love it. Also, this cinematic makes me really excited for the future. Because you look at the way they're living right now, like the lifestyle that the Sojourn has right now is incredible. I love it to bits. I love this house. I love the whole thing with the bionics and the cybernetics. I love the whole thing with, like, you see the microwave later on. Oh, not the microwave, the oven, I guess. It just, future shit. Future shit makes me happy, alright? Most nonchalant sipping as much as possible.
Rough night?
Tell me about it.
I don't like that line. I don't like that line, though. There's one, if there's, my only complaint about the cinematic is rough night, right? If they haven't seen each other in 3 months, how the fuck does she know that it happened last night? She wouldn't have. The only reason she knows that is because she was there. she immediately gave herself away. You could go back to what I was just saying about her thinking like 2 steps ahead. She's like, he's gonna see the evidence, right? He's gonna see the slug. So like, I might as well just be like, be sarcastic with it. But I don't think so. I think that was just just a little bit of poor writing. But to be fair, that is the only line I had an issue with. That is the only line I've had an issue with.
May I?
Murphy.
My good girl.
This was the other thing I noticed. Right? I noticed a lot of things. This cinematic is like it doesn't give us much into Overwatch itself, but it gives us a really good look into the world of Overwatch outside of the game and outside of the combat, and just in the regular everyday lives of people. You can see that cybernetics and like sort of electronics and technology is used in everything, right? Tremblay's little device that he uses to show images. I mean, obviously Sojourn's cybernetics and bionics and that kind of stuff. Omnics themselves. But a really cool thing I noticed is Murphy doesn't, like, you could easily just, if they know how to augment a human's arm to become a cannon, and for it to still work as a human appendage, then you can obviously just get a dog's leg and just make it work, right? He could obviously just have robotic legs, right? They could have easily just gone, right, Murphy, he's dog, his back legs aren't working, give him robot ones. Give him robot legs. But no, they didn't. You want to know why? It's because whoever the fuck was designing this is a genius and thought, in the future, animal welfare is going to be a really important thing. It already is an incredibly important thing right now, animal welfare. The fact that they decided, they were like, you know what? This dog's injured. We could help him by just replacing his legs with bionic ones. But you know what? This dog didn't sign up for that. This dog, we can't tell whether even this dog doesn't know whether they want that or not. We can't make that decision for him. And so obviously they just went, fuck it. Let's just create some bionic legs that go on the outside and help him walk. Instead of having prosthetics, but having, like a supporting exoskeleton, really. I think that's really interesting. Like the idea that robots, that humans can make that decision of whether they want to have prosthetics or just live with their disabilities. Animals don't normally get this choice. If an accident happens and they have to have their leg amputated, they don't get, surgery to have a new leg put in place. They just get, something to help them deal with that what's the word? Amputation. If it's necessary at all. I had a cat who lost his tail, and it wasn't necessary for him to have amputation. So it wasn't necessary for him to have a prosthetic. He just lived with no tail. But I think it was really interesting that they didn't. The idea is that Murphy's had this thing that's injured his legs, her legs, sorry, and that she's been given not a replacement leg, but this bionic one. It's morally more correct. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I'm gonna move on because I could get stuck on that all day. I love that topic.
She's usually a very good judge of character.
Yeah, we all have our blind spots.
I love the animation. Right, so here, interested, only because Overwatch have a habit of announcing characters before their release or before they've been announced. We obviously know who all these characters in the center are. We've got Genji, Mercy, Ana, Soldier, Reinhardt, and Sojourn, obviously. You know, that's self-explanatory. We don't need to talk about that. Obviously, we've got Sojourn, Murphy. But this group over here, you've obviously got Sojourn on the right, I'm assuming. But this Canadian task force includes, this big brutish fellow and two other fellows here. Keep an eye on them, because Overwatch has a habit of going, oh, look at this teaser of a character. Oh, there we go. He's now a character. Which is partly why I'm so excited for the new one coming out in, what is it, like 3 days now? I am hyped for it. I'm extraordinarily excited, because there is no way they haven't teased that character at all. We know they're from Peru. We know they're some sort of light being, but like that's it. I want to. They have to have been announced before their release. Just have to.
I have croissants.
Anyway.
Oh, thanks.
I love her jumper as well. I just wanted to comment on that.
So, for official purposes, are you Vivian Chase, former rank of Captain in Overwatch, call sign Sojourn?
I am.
And the heat
Have you
warps.
been in compliance since the Petrus Act terminated Overwatch's charter? No vigilante activity?
Wherever you're going, let's just get there.
We intercepted this a while back. Just broke the encryption. I take it you saw it already.
The glitching, because they obviously couldn't.
Then you know
They couldn't
that
fully
it's
encrypt
fine.
it because Winston's a
I have
genius or
good
something.
life
I don't
now,
know.
huh? It's
Just something to comment on.
simple.
Right. But how could you ignore that? Heck, I was inspired. And those are your people out there, violating the Petrus Act. Am I supposed to just trust that you're not?
Murphy, down. Croissant's getting cold.
Croissants. Croissant.
Have a presence in the area, yes?
Oh my god.
Here's things.
Firstly, don't even get me started on the croissant situation. It's croissant. It's a French word made, French food made by French people. Use the French name. It's like that whole thing in the new Spider-Man film. It's like saying chai tea. Chai tea. Chai means tea. So you're saying TT. It sounds stupid when you put it back in it, if you don't take the original idea for the language. If you don't take the original language into account, things sound stupid. Croissant sounds stupid. Because it is. Because it's croissant. Because it's a croissant. Or croissant. If you want to say it in a French accent. If you want to say a British accent, it's croissant. It's not that hard to understand. All right?
Underground Omnic insurgency?
I've been trying to work out what CSIS stands for this entire time as well. No idea. But obviously, one thing I noticed, this is the Omnic from the van, and I'm thinking one of these two fellows is the guy from the roof as well. Yeah, this guy here, he's got the tash and the side parting. Yeah, I don't know where this guy is. Who this man exists, I guess.
It was investigating an extremist cell with ties to Null Sector. Got more than we bargained for.
How rude.
But then someone happened.
Epic. I love how we as viewers can see that it's just Sojourn wearing a helmet. But because of the fact it's in complete darkness, and the only thing we're seeing is the red in, like, the cybernetics, that's how we can mostly see the movement of her character. Aside from the occasional light from bullets and from that. From her weaponry. God.
Without that person, my team might have died.
Epic.
I might have died.
Also, another little side note. Overwatch have a history of wanting to have violent acts in their cinematics and in their, like, shows, but they obviously don't want to impose these violent things against humans because that wouldn't be good for, you know, the kids game that is Overwatch. So, like, they usually have the, like, for example, in the Dragon, what was it called? Rising Dragons? Was it called? It was like the Hanzo and Genji cinematic. Hanzo shot a guy in the chest with an arrow, but it was an Omnic. Sojourn, like, fully dismembered some people, but they were Omnics, so it's fine, right? Like, Overwatch has a history of doing that. But it just shows that they care. Well, hopefully it's because they care. I doubt it. But, like, at least it shows that, like, you know, they want to show their characters as really powerful, you know, strong characters. But they can't just, you know, rip humans to shreds. And so they dismantle Omnics.
I have to do my duty. So you need to account for your whereabouts last night.
I don't know what to tell you. I was home with Murphy.
Here's the thing, though.
The railgun went through, like, 3 people. God damn.
I found this after the raid. Slug from an ex-Capitan Kelvin 87 railgun. Same model you used in
Kelvin
Overwatch.
87 railgun. Such a cool name.
I never told
Such a cool
you
name
this,
as well.
But I joined the agency partly because of you. Testifying at the Petrus hearings. Doing what you thought was right.
Doing what you think is right can be complicated. The Overwatch I joined was about raising
Such
the
good
world up,
animation. Such good
making
animation.
it a better place. But by the end, we lost sight of our mission. I don't regret what I did, but it was the hardest decision I ever made. Do what you think is right, Agent Tremblay.
Also, the fact that you hear Murphy's little pitter-patter feet is adorable. I love it, but also it, you know, some people have a habit of, like, just going, oh, look, the dog's over there now, because you're not keeping track of the dog, you know. What's it? Expectation? No, not expectation subversion. Just distraction, really. Like, you're paying attention. It's a con man thing, right? Paying attention over here, you're not going to see me doing something over here. But they actually decide to keep in and make it sure that you can still keep track of Murphy's whereabouts and where he's moving. It does sidetrack. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But it's nice.
What
Bang.
Last night's raid. The insurgency. It's all connected.
Again, epic. And this was the other thing. Not only am I excited for the future because of look at all this cool shit, but also smart homes are 100% on their way. Like, obviously they're not here yet, but being able to control technology with basically your mind, is an amazing concept. Obviously, I am skipping all of the shit about, well, maybe, you know, maybe there has to be some testing that's going to be scary. It's a scary growing phase. You know, it's growing pains that are terrifying to think about, frankly. But the payoff that it can make, oh me, the payoff that it can make is incredible. Anyway, the coffee, yeah, I get worried about the coffee every single time.
CSIS Unit 37, Toronto is under attack by Null Sector. Agent in the van, secure the streets at Beverly and Queen.
Wait, what?
Rooftop, I need...
Yeah, this is what I was saying about how they established the, you know, the agent in the van and the rooftop agent, like, you know, they established that they're there, not just bring them up. It's just setups.
Find me a route to evacuate civilians.
It's amazing.
Trombley, are you there?
And also the voice.
This is Trombley. Do what she says. She's our best hope.
Classic Overwatch theme.
Orders, Captain.
How does he do that? Sorry, he gun, right? I guess he uses his thumb to hold on to the... What the fuck? How does he just like, how does he prime it using one hand? Is that possible? Can people do that? Is that an Overwatch? Is that a, you know, new fancy Overwatch gun thing? Or is it just like this guy being an absolute badass? Oh.
Stay on the comms. We've got a city to save.
Epic. So good. Like I first watched this and I was like, okay, look, it's a bit upsetting because we didn't get any reveals, we didn't get any announcements of like the new characters or new things in Overwatch. But I think one thing we did get is this this cinematic is like a turning point, right? This is the point where we go from, oh, look at all these characters. These guys were part of, you know, old Overwatch. This is part of when the Omnics first, like Anubis and then the Omnics first invaded. Like this is old Overwatch, and now we're in the present, and now we're fighting. I think now the cinematics and the lore of the world has caught up to the game, and now they're like, look at us, we're about to take a next step. We're about to see, like, what comes next? What happens next? What happens after, you know, the whole thing has been leading up to Null Sector's attacking, you know, it's starting the Null Sector attack, and then this seems to be like the one that goes, Null Sector is attacking. Now what? And it puts us all on the edge of our seats. It's just the way the Overwatch world has been comprised together. It's really interesting. I might not be good at the game, right? I know I'm shit at the game, but looking at the lore is my speciality. Because you look at it, like, it's this whole thing of just, you know, setting up everything, putting all of the dominoes in place. And this one is like placing that last domino for something amazing to happen. And if Blizzard fuck it up, I swear to the gods, if Blizzard fuck it up, they better not. They better not. You know, PvE, invasion, you know, the new hero, the fact this is like a new turning point. If they fuck it up, I swear, it's gonna be, I'm gonna rip them a new one. Anyway, it's just, it's epic. So cool. Also, we got the fucking Overwatch theme. Oh yeah, and the other lifestyle thing that I wanted to point out, the whole, what's it called? The whole like sort of bionics, futuristic, like living in the future, the stuff that's like on the brink of humanity at this point. The fact that bionics are even implemented into clothes, so like Sojourn's outfit, fully like she put it on, you could see she then like activated these two things on her waist, and the whole thing like tightened around her and secured itself. I want that. I want clothes that just, you know, like fit. Like they just decide, like it just chooses, right? You know, time to work, time to fit. Like, I don't know. It's cool, okay? It's cool. It's really cool. Anyway, we should probably get back to the game. It's really cool. Anyway, let's get back to this.